Is it possible to ethically email a cold list? Hi, I'm DJ from Rainbow Dragon Digital, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss whether you can email a list of email addresses that you've bought in an ethical way. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, please do. It'll give me a bit of YouTube cred, and it'll give you notifications whenever I release a new video. So the reason that I want to talk about today about cold email marketing is that one of my clients actually, this came up in our discussions because the client offers stuff for schools. Right, and they came up with a product that will be really helpful to schools right now, and they were giving this away for free. They were giving it away for free in the forums they're in, to their email list that they already have. But they were like, we want to reach out to more schools. We want to give them this stuff because it will help right now, and it was a very time sensitive product. So they came to me, asked me like, oh, how do we reach more schools? And like, should we buy a list? And they were a bit hesitant about buying a list because they're like, we don't want to look spammy and we don't want to be that people that are spamming people, which is completely understandable. And we definitely do not want to spam. I will repeat, we do not want to spam, right? But there is a way to send out an email to a list in a way that's not spammy and remains within your ethical boundaries. So when you're trying to email a cold list, there are two factors that you need to keep in mind if you want to stay within this ethical boundary, or at least the ethical boundary that I think you want to keep within. The first factor is that you need to make sure that your list is your target person. Right? If your list is not your target person, then you're going to look like spam. The second item is that you need to make sure that whatever you are sending them in the first email is adding value, is adding a lot of value, is adding like maximum value you could possibly give this person. And so these two things are kind of a little bit interlinked because like, in this particular situation, it was super easy. You know, the list was definitely the target person. You could get the list of the head teachers of the school, or you could get the list of just the general emails for schools. And the email that they were sending them, high value, free resource that they could use. All they had to do was enter their email address to download it, right? So for them, it was super easy. I can see how this gets a little bit more complicated. So in one situation where it might get a bit more complicated is where when you buy, you can buy the list, but some of them are not quite your target person, and you might be a bit like, oh, I don't want to look like spam to them. And you are absolutely right to hesitate. Do not email a list where some of those people are not your target person, and especially if that email is not going to add value to them. Right? If your resource, your product that you are releasing in that first email is not relevant to some people in the list, change the email. Right? So you can make sure that the first factor, the list, if you can't make sure that it's exactly the target person, then you need to make sure that your first email adds value to every single person on that list. And the fact is, when you buy an email list, it will have some sort of category. You'll have bought something according to an industry or something. So you can craft a product, a thing that you send out to that is relevant to everyone in that industry. And if you can't do that, then abandon this strategy. Because if you do that, you are probably going to damage your reputation. I mean, you'll get some sales. You will reach the people that you want to reach within that system. But then you will also look like a spammer. And this isn't just some like, oh, we don't want to look bad. If your emails get reported as spam, it becomes more difficult for you to send emails to others. The email providers will punish you for it. So this isn't just about staying within ethical boundaries. It's staying within the boundaries that will keep your marketing strategy able to continue into the future. So that's a little bit on like the ethics of cold email marketing. Obviously, it's a much bigger topic. If you are thinking about doing cold email marketing, if you had some questions about it, feel free to put it in the comments on this video, or feel free to email me at dj@rainbowdragon.digital, or the place you can probably reach me easiest is on the Facebook group Marketing for the Many. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube already, please do. Otherwise, have a great day.